Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and go on to the next turn here. And I think my next goal is going to be to connect my city Antium with my capital, so that way I can increase my gold production. A barbarian is actually moving into my base over here, so I'm going to move my warrior up a little bit. Here is a scout. Okay, fortify the archer. I don't want my worker to get caught, so I'm gonna use my archer to weaken these warriors a little bit. A lot, actually. And then I can use my... Well, hopefully if they move in to attack, my archers will be able to defeat them. So Hiawatha entered the classical era. I keep saying error for some reason. Oh, they decided to attack my warriors, which is good. I guess they figured it was weaker, so they would be able to do it. So now I have sailing, so I'll be able to build a fishing boat in Antium. So that way I can harvest these fish down here once the border expands, or I could purchase the land over there. One thing I do like about Civ 5 is they have these little icons on the right, and it basically tells you what needs to be done. So I choose my research, tells me that, you know, just random announcements. There's an enemy in my territory. Unit needs to be promoted. Yeah, so all that stuff. Now, let's go ahead and talk a little bit about eras here, because I think I have the option of entering a new era. Now, in Civilization 5, there are these things called eras, and they basically are periods of time in your civilization's history. And you can see these eras by looking at the science technology tree. So a little key down here tells you what is going on. So I've already researched all these gold ones. Green ones are the ones I'm available to research. There aren't any blue, so I'm not currently researching anything. And all these black ones are ones that I can't research. Now, if you notice, this first bracket is the ancient era, up to this line here. And then there's the classical era. Now, before you can move into the next era, you have to research a technology for that era. So right now I'm in the classical, or the ancient, and once I research optics, philosophy, horseback riding, or mathematics, suddenly I get put into the classical era, until I research the next technology in the next era. So there's medieval era, Renaissance era, industrial era, modern era, and future era. And of course the biggest question is, I mean, what's the point of the eras? Well, as eras get, I don't know, as you go into the next era, it unlocks new cultural policies that you can adopt. Now, I'm going to go ahead and do, let's see, let's go with optics. So that way I can build some lighthouse in Antium, and I'll get even more fish or food from that fish tile. So let's... Oh, here's a good tip. If you have a unit injured, you should put them into a city to heal. And, well, actually I do want to promote him, so let's see. Let's go with drill 2, so that way he's even stronger, and we'll just go ahead and let him rest there. And I'm going to leave my archer out of the city, so that way my warrior has a chance to heal up. And, well, that looks like the end of my continent down there. There is a little island down here, so as I expand to the south, I might be able to check that out. Yeah, so I guess I better send my scout to the north. There was a little gap up here, I believe. so I won't be able to see for 15 turns, but that's okay. Hiawatha ended the classical era. I already destroyed that. And yeah, okay, so let's go ahead and go to the next turn. And maybe my worker will finish the farm, or no, the plantation, and then I can start building that road to Antium. And then as soon as optics is finished, you'll see I enter the classical era, and then I'll show you a little bit about the different cultural policies that you can adopt. So my Golden Age only has 7 turns left, and that's going to give me an opportunity to connect my cities, hopefully, and be able to increase my gold production before I lose it to before I lose it to the end of my Golden Age. Actually, I don't want him to move there. I want you to. Yeah, I'll just wait till next turn to tell him. Oh, and my settler is done. Just about done. So I might leave this warrior here and use this archer to go with my settler. Should work. One thing to note is your units can move through tiles that your units already control, but they cannot land on those tiles. So, yeah. So I'm going to go ahead and have that archer wait, because my settler is almost done. Monaco and Iroquois are now allies. Okay. Oh, the people that smile the most. I guess whoever has the most happiness. I have 11. That's pretty good. Not bad for a prince, I guess. I'm going to go ahead and build this workboat. Oh yeah, I got that. I'm going to put this warrior on the gold, and I'll use this archer to go form the other city. And I'm going to build a road to Antium. Okay, perfect. Okay, let's send our settler down. Where did I say I want to build it? Should I go north? Should I go south? I kind of want to go south, it looks like. There seems to be a lot more resources down here, so I think I'll plant my city right here on this forest / grassland. Because I want it to be a coastal city. The more coastal cities, the more gold and stuff you can produce through trade routes. So that's good. So you should always protect your settlers because they can't protect themselves, and if they get captured, it's no good. It's no fun. Let me look at Antium. I might have to purchase this tile, and that'll give you an idea. That's kind of a neat feature that some of the other civilization games didn't have. You can work a tile that you could tell it to work this tile instead of that tile, but instead of that city working the tile, so that's kind of cool. So I have to choose production. Oh, 11 turns, that's pretty good. I get a free technology. Let's build the Great Library. Okay, so now I can adopt another policy, and once you initially adopt the major overall policy, like tradition, then you can adopt one of the sub ones. So, for example, I could get aristocracy, and that will allow me to build wonders 33% faster. Oligarchy, which is 33% combat strength for military units if they're inside the border, so that's kind of like attrition, right? And legalism reduces unhappiness from population in the capital city. Eventually, I'm probably going to get all of those, so that I can get this monarchy and landed elite, and that way I can shore up my tradition, and I'll be 1/5 of the step towards a cultural victory. But I think right now, because I'm building the Great Library, I'm going to go ahead and get aristocracy. And yeah, so now I'm building the Great Library in 8 turns instead of 11, and I'll get a free technology. Okay. Oh, while I was in the social policies, I might as well tell you a little bit about the classical era one. Piety, which is part of the classical era, allows, let's see, adopting piety immediately increases the happiness of the empire by 2. So you're increasing the happiness of your people. Now, an important thing to note is this branch cannot be active at the same time as rationalism. So when you have, if your people are rational, they can't be pious, and if they're pious, they can't be rational, apparently. um, Another one that's like that is autocracy. You can't have autocracy and liberty at the same time. So they can be free, but they can't be militaristic. So, and if they're militaristic, they can't be free. So that's some things to keep in mind, and I mean, they definitely make sense. So let's go ahead and go to the next turn. Alright, we're heading to go build our new city. Should I even bother trying to guess what the city name's going to be? I don't think so. Oh, the pyramids were built in a faraway land. Someone else entered the classical era. And an enemy is near. Oh, I didn't even see this guy. Okay. Oh, what is that? Spearman? Oh, a neat thing about Civilization 5 is these little symbols tell you what they are as well. So these are spearmen. So I'm going to go ahead and, yeah, I'm going to get a decisive victory over those guys. Spearmen aren't so good necessarily against warriors. They're better against like horsemen and stuff like that. So let's go ahead and put you back in the city next turn. And let's get our city down here built. I have to wait till next turn? Darn it. Okay. Oh, the Great Library was built in a faraway land, so I'm going to have to build something else. That really puts a damper on it. Let's build Stonehenge. What does that do? +8 culture? Sounds good to me. The more social policies I adopt, the closer I'll be to a cultural victory. And it helps out your civilization quite a bit, so it's not too bad. Ah, Kume, see? That's what I said the Antium was going to be. I should have guessed. Probably would have got it right. Oh well. So let's get the warrior back in there. Let's fortify the archer. And it seems like most of the barbarians are coming from the east over here, so I think I'm going to place them on the plantation instead. So that way they're just a little bit closer to help defend. And my roads are going to do a good job with that as well, but yeah, it's better. Whatever. Yeah. So choose production. I already have defense. So I'm going to go ahead and build a library. Because, yeah, the library I have in Rome helps the library build faster here.